Welcome to the Your Business on Purpose podcast, the ultimate resource for women business owners looking to confidently navigate their entrepreneurial journey while upholding their principles. I'm Dawnette Palmore, your host and fellow entrepreneur. Join me as we immerse ourselves in illuminating conversations with accomplished experts spanning various fields across the business spectrum. Together, we'll unearth strategic insights into seizing opportunities and ensuring that your business is equipped with the essential elements aligned with your purpose and values. Welcome back to Your Business on Purpose podcast, the podcast where we help you build a business that not only makes you money, but actually supports your life. I'm your host, Dawnette Palmore, and today we're talking about something that most people don't even realize is impacting their income, their opportunities, and their growth. It's not your offer. It's not your pricing. It's not even your strategy. It's how you show up. Because whether you realize it or not, people are making decisions about you before you ever even say a word. And those decisions are either opening doors for you or quietly closing them. Today's guest is someone who knows exactly what it means to show up with intention and impact. Itica Milanes is a 3-time Emmy Award-winning former television anchor and reporter. After more than 20 years in front of the camera, she now helps professionals and executives show up as the best version of themselves, whether they're on camera, on stage, or in the boardroom. She's helping leaders understand that executive presence isn't just about confidence or communication. It's a financial asset. And today we're diving into what it's costing you when you don't have it and how to change it. Welcome to the show, my friend. I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be with you. I have to tell you before we start, I am such a fan of yours, both personally and professionally.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You recently celebrated a really incredible milestone. And what I love about it is that you have just kept on going with your mission to help women with a subject that I feel is so important more than ever. Women and their finances and how to protect your assets. It's so great. Now, being in news for as long as I was, I'm very familiar with the production side. And I have to tell you, kudos to you, because having a podcast is a lot of work. There is so much work that if you have not been a part of it, or if you don't have one, you don't realize how many steps there are and the amount of time that goes into it. So you know what? Hats off to you, my friend. You're now past 200 episodes, several years you've been doing this. So thank you for the message that you're getting out there. I think it is so important. And I'm so glad to just be a tiny part of this podcast today.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you guys listened to it, which you should have, it was episode 200. Itica actually interviewed me. So that was so great. She's an excellent interviewer as well. But it's been a pleasure and an honor. And so thank you. I wanted to ask you,
Yes.
So many entrepreneurs focus on strategy, offers, and marketing, but not really how they're showing up. Where do you see people unknowingly holding themselves back the most?
So it's one of those things that you don't know what you don't know. Everybody has an expertise in something. You are good with numbers and with money and finances. You may not, before your podcast, have been adept, or you may not have known a lot about how to present on camera or how to walk into a room, how to dress for not the job you have, but the job that you want. There's so many factors that go into executive presence. And if you're not aware of what it could be costing you not to have certain skills, that could be a problem. However, it is a learnable skill. It is, once you know it, you can't unsee it. For instance, you see somebody walk into a room and they're dressed impeccably, and then they open their mouth and it's not good. They're not polished. So that kind of ruins it. You had the first thing good, which is how you appear, how you walk into a room, how you're dressed. But it's that second door, which is how you speak. Are you polished, or do you say, well, I don't know, like all of that factors into executive presence. And it could be costing you if you are working with people and you don't come across as credible, polished, and knowledgeable. All of these things factor into how someone creates an opinion of you. And what's interesting is that we create first impressions within seconds of meeting someone, and we may not even realize it. And so it's subliminal. We're kind of storing it away. Our mind just stores it away. And we decide very quickly whether or not we want to work with someone based on a lot of those factors. So if you think, yeah, I'm a great tax person, I will get you more money than anybody else, that's great. But how will somebody know that if you're not able to communicate that clearly, professionally, and in a polished way?
Wow, that makes so much sense. And I was trying to think of, how am I showing up?
Well,
Not just physically, but also, I guess, verbally, right? And mentally, because however we're showing up mentally is coming out verbally, right?
absolutely. And I love that you touched on that, because a lot of how we feel about ourselves emanates from us without us even knowing about it. And it's good to be aware of that. Our self confidence, either we have it or we don't. And if you have it, it oozes out of you. People are attracted to you. They want to talk to you. They want to connect with you. They want to work with you. And I've met you several times, and you have it. You have that it factor. So don't you worry about that. You come across fabulously.
Thank you. Thank you. It's, I think, something we don't think about. We don't think about, are we saying the right words? Are we saying them in a way that makes us look like maybe we don't know what we're talking about? So this is probably a good reason to practice, as they say, our elevator speech, or how we introduce ourselves, our bio, whatever
Exactly.
you want to call it, so
Right.
that we don't sound like we're, like, I'm imagining myself seeing the piece of paper and reading it, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
like we're trying to pull it out of our brain and remember what we tried to memorize. So you talked about also, you talk about in your work, the hidden cost of being overlooked. Can you kind of break that down for us? And what are people actually losing when they don't have strong executive presence?
Where do I start? It is such a valuable skill, because I'll give you an analogy, a real experience. So, despite how far we've come, women, despite how far we've come in the workplace, we're still not there just yet. There's still a little bit of a difference in how we're perceived, and definitely how much we're paid. Okay. So you take that's base level. And then you add another layer, which is, are you dressing in a way that people take you seriously? Are you credible? Do you come across as credible? If you're not, guess what? When you're speaking in a room, you may not be taken as seriously, or people may be on their phones. And I see it a lot when people are sitting, not just women, men as well. But when you don't get somebody's attention, you're not going to be taken seriously. You're not going to be considered professional, whatever you want to attach to that. So I think it's important to look presentable, look polished, and then your messaging. How are you coming across? Are you using crutch words? Are you relying on jargon, that buzzwords that people have no idea what you're talking about? So if all of these things aren't in place, when the time comes for your boss to think about who they're going to promote, you may not be at that top of the list, unfortunately. And it's something that we can all learn how to do. And I love that your podcast is one of those platforms where you are helping women with a lot of these issues. So it could cost you a job promotion. It could cost you not getting that client. It could cost you not getting that TED Talk. There's so many different things, and so many ways that executive presence, or just a polished presence, could take you to that next level, whatever your next level, whatever that is for you. So there's a lot at stake.
There is, it's everything. So something you said was that we have to show up properly, like dressed properly. What does that look like? Because people may look in the mirror and say, well, I'm satisfied. But other people can look at us and say, I'm not sure what's going on in their life or what's going on in their head, but
Right.
they kind of look sloppy, or they don't look executive looking.
That's a great question, and it's relative. Everybody has a different opinion and a different viewpoint of what that looks like. So I think it's a great question. The guidance that I would provide for that is, what is it that you want to accomplish? What is your goal? Find someone else who is doing that, who has what you already want. Look what they're doing. Are they polished? Or do they dress well? So I'm not saying that you have to show up in a suit because I feel like those days are gone. COVID changed a lot of that. I feel like today, professionally, the look is a lot more relaxed, which is great. But I still think we need to show up looking like we looked in the mirror before we step outside.
Right. At
So
least
for
iron your
some
shirt.
women, you're if you're going into the office, that could mean a simple blazer with a nice camisole or a tank underneath and maybe some slacks that look professional. And if you're doing a lot of walking, maybe some elevated sneakers. For men, I think there are very few positions now that require a suit and tie, maybe attorneys, Wall Street. It's so much more relaxed. So look at somebody else who you want to emulate. See what they're wearing. Now, that being said, I feel like
That's good, by the way. That's good.
yeah, thank you. I feel like there is a time, I'm going to use Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, and even Steve Jobs. So look at pictures of them when they first started. They were dressing up because they had not been established yet. They had not proven themselves. So they were dressing for the job. They were in suits or blazers, but look at them now. Now they're established, they can do whatever they want. So that's another thing to consider. If you're the CEO, maybe it's a little bit different, but if you're still climbing that ladder, you're still wanting that promotion, you're wanting that TED Talk, you're wanting to be a professional speaker, whatever your goal is, just keep in mind that the way you look is very, very important. It forms an opinion without you even realizing that people are forming opinions of you.
Yeah, that's interesting. And also, it makes you just aware. And if you dress and you look in the mirror and you feel good, I think that's also going to come out in your presence.
Huge.
There's times I'm like, I don't care what I look like. It's the weekend or whatever. We're just lounging around the house. But when you look in the mirror, you're just like, ugh, I feel frumpy. Or I feel like I'm just going to lay around today. And when you put on something, even if I put on gym clothes, it feels okay. I'm going to get something accomplished. I feel good. It really does change for me the way that I feel about myself as well.
And what's interesting is it changes the way you walk. It changes how you talk to people. I've noticed that when I'm no makeup, no hair, ball cap, walking the dog, I don't feel as confident. And it's okay because I'm in my downtime. But when I dress up, I carry myself differently. When I'm in heels or I'm wearing non-sneakers, I just carry myself differently without even realizing it. And I am aware of it because this is what I help my clients do, is understand that once you have that confidence, you will be a completely different person. You will carry yourself differently. You will speak differently. You will present differently. It will just ooze out of your pores. So yes, I think that's a great point that you bring up, that confidence is so, so important.
That's amazing. I love that. And something for us to think about, and not because we have to show up for other people, but we're showing up really for ourselves.
Yes. And it helps us when we're confident. It helps us in so many ways, building relationships, deepening connections, getting those jobs. People feel when you're real. And that, I feel, is so helpful in so many facets of our life.
Yeah, it's so true. So for those listening who's thinking, okay, I possibly could be leaving some money on the table because blah, 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 I'm not sounding right. I'm doing a lot of ums and ahs and likes. I'm not maybe dressing the best that I could. Where should they start?
That's a great question. Where should they start? One of the first things is look at how you are dressing, because that, I think, is the first level. I'll tell you why. I had a client, and I won't share the name, but this client, very successful attorney, but the wardrobe just wasn't matching the level of success that this person had. Very successful, but there was something missing. I saw it right away when I first started working with this person. So I started talking about, let's work on your wardrobe. It wasn't polished. He didn't look like an attorney. So we worked on that. That was the first thing. I kid you not. I got a call from him 2 weeks later saying, I just got 8 new clients in the last week. Now,
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
taking credit for this. This has nothing to do with me. It's all about how he showed up when he changed how he was dressing. I'm telling you, you put on a blazer and you will walk differently. Your confidence will shoot up, and something came out of his energy was different in how he was presenting. And it just really helped him excel in a way that he had never even thought of.
That is so amazing.
So
what a
that's
great
the first
story.
thing. Yes, I was blown away. I
And
was
if
like,
you need help, we're going to tell you how to get help. But sometimes we
yes.
do need help. And that's probably what he needed was like, I'm not sure what that even looks like or what it should look like. And you're like, well, try this.
And what's interesting about it is that he was wearing what he was supposed to, which is blazers and, sometimes a tie when needed, but they didn't fit well. They were a little bit outdated. So updated the wardrobe and confidence skyrocketed. And then from there, everything else was a ripple effect. Secondly, you asked, how do people get started? A very simple way that you can test yourself is write an elevator pitch. What do you do? Who are your clients? What is your goal? Just maybe a paragraph. Set your phone up, record yourself. And maybe ad lib, meaning you don't have to read it exactly, but just how would you say this to someone? And then play it back for yourself. And you will be so surprised at what you see. Because sometimes we're swiveling in our chair as we're doing it. We're not making eye contact, which is crucial. We're using crutch words, which are really, really bad. The ums, the uhs.
Are those the ums and like?
Okay. Yes. And another one that I hear a lot is to be honest. It's like, well, does that mean that when you didn't say to be honest, you weren't being honest? It's just one of those things that I've been hearing a lot lately. Things that will get in the way of your message. A simple technique when you are trying to think of the next thing to say is just pause. There's nothing to see that little pause that I did. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think it's a powerful tool that you need to have in your toolbox because what a pause does, it creates anticipation. Like, what are they going to say next? And it creates a little bit of drama. So people lean in a little bit more. So record yourself, watch it, play it back, and then do it again and again. And if you want to take the next level, consider bringing someone in to help you with that because it's one of those skills that is going to last you for the rest of your life. It is a small investment that will have huge rewards.
Yeah, that's huge. I love it. And I'm thinking about how many times do I say, I don't think I do it as much recording, but I do it a lot in my day-to-day life, if that makes sense. Probably because I'm multitasking and I'm trying to have a conversation and do something. So my brain is like, where was I at? And I'm like,
It creeps in. And it's okay to say it. I don't think that we need to eliminate it totally. However, the important place to eliminate it is when you're in the workplace and you're doing a presentation or you are in an interview. So when you're in your downtime, it's fine. We need to decompress. We don't want to always be on and thinking about that. But it is important, I think, in the workplace.
Okay, good. That gives me a little bit of relief.
Yes.
But that's true because I'm thinking about times I've heard people speak and they keep going, and you're just like, what's going on? And that's all you end up hearing. You don't hear anything else that they're saying. And they're probably making really good points, but you're not hearing it because you're so distracted, or at least I am, by those crutch words that you call them.
It dilutes the power of your message because they're so distracting that you could be sharing some of the most powerful pieces of information, but all you're hearing is the ums and the uhs. And your credibility is also on the line. Think about someone who speaks very polished and then compare that to somebody who is not standing up straight and they're just looking all over and, okay, so do you see the difference? It's so striking. And I just want to share the importance of that. Just be cognizant of it. You don't have to do it all immediately, but little by little, try to take those out of your vocabulary. Just practice that.
Right. We have to become aware of something in order to change it.
Absolutely.
So that's why recording yourself is really good, or
So
doing
important.
a presentation in front of a family member or friend so that they can say, wait a minute, you're doing this, who is going to be nice about it. You don't want to beat people up, but saying, hey, you're saying this a lot, or you're doing this, or you're fidgeting. Or when you said you turn in your chair, I'm like, I do that and I catch myself turning the chair. Like I'm just like, do, do, do. So I have to make
Just
sure
switch
that
your
I don't.
chair. If you have a tendency to do that, just get another chair or put something there so that you can't do it, or just become aware of it. After a while, it'll become second nature. You won't even think about it. But I love that you're saying just being aware is so helpful.
It really is. It's helpful, I think, in every aspect of our life. If we're trying to change something, we have to know what it is that we're doing in order to change it. Or we're just going to
Exactly.
maybe fail at doing that, or just, I don't know, what would happen.
Not
I'm
succeed
trying
to
to
the
think.
level that you want.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So another question is, like, for people who are struggling with the confidence, obviously, or say something like, well, that's just not me. This is just how I am. How do you help them to see that this is actually a learnable skill?
I have had very successful clients known around the world, a gazillion followers, and there was resistance to that. I don't need to change. I have all of these followers and I've sold this many books and I'm fine. I sell out stadiums. So there sometimes could be a little bit of pushback, but when you are able to have them see the difference when they do make some kind of change, I think that's when you see the light bulb go off. They're like, got it. I understand now. So, yeah, there are some instances where you want to be yourself. And I love that. We don't want to change anybody. That's not what this is about. It's just enhancing what is already there. Think of it like polishing a diamond. There's a diamond in there. We just need to break up the layers of sediment around it so that that diamond can shine. Think of it like that. It's just enhancing what's already there, not changing anything.
Right, right. I love that you said that, because I don't want people to think, oh, well, now I have to become this person and be fake, or have this different, how they say, Beyonce has this stage name, or she goes into this alter ego to perform. Like, you
Right.
don't have to do that. You can
No,
just enhance who you are
absolutely.
and
Yes.
polish up a little bit.
Exactly.
I
Polish the
love that.
diamonds.
Okay. Yes, polish the diamonds, because you are a rare jewel and
That's
you should
right.
be
We
polishing
all
yourself
have,
up.
yeah, we need to shine.
Absolutely. Okay, so if women are here saying, okay, I need help with this, I need help with, and I should also ask you this, do you also help people on Zooms? Like, I'm sure there's etiquette. I know a lot of times you're on Zoom, you're just like, what are these people doing? A
Yes.
Zoom etiquette and presenting on there. Do you help people with that as well?
Absolutely. That is such a crucial skill set to have, is being able to work your online meeting. So let's take my background, for example. I have my Emmys behind me, and it's not to show them off. For me, I feel like it speaks to my experience and my credibility. So if you wrote a book, put that book right there, showcase it. And it says a lot about you. We don't want a background that is cluttered, that is distracting. We want either just something very plain, which is fine. You can always mute or have a blurrier background, but try not to have something that's distracting. Also, you want to frame it so that this space here between the top of your head and the top of the screen is called headspace. We don't want this. That's too much headroom. We want to have a nice little balance, and we want to. So I don't like doing straight on. I'm actually just a little bit tilted. There are lots of little techniques that you can do to just enhance your online meeting visibility or your presentations, whatever you're doing online. I think it's really important to know how to present, not only in person, but also online. So I think that was a really good question. Yeah.
I love that, because that also applies to in-person presentations and showing up in meetings and so forth. And it can go on and on. Okay, so you help people with the way they talk, but you also help people with the way that they show up physically with their wardrobe.
Yes.
Okay, so if someone's saying, I need help with both of these, please, or either one, how can they get a hold of you?
My website is being redone. little construction work. So the best way is to email me or on social media. So my email is Itica at iticamilanes.com. It's ITICA at ITICAMILANES.com.
Awesome. That's going to all be in the show notes for you guys. So you don't have to memorize how to spell that because I would mess it up.
It is a complicated name.
But it's a beautiful name and I love unique names. It's amazing.
Thank you.
It helps. It's another thing that helps us stand out, right?
That's right. That's
Very
right.
nice.
It sure does.
All right. This conversation has been so powerful. And it's a reminder that it's not always about doing more. Sometimes it's just about showing up differently.
I love the way you said that. Yeah.
Right? Our presence is neither positioning us for the next level or quietly keeping us from where we want to go, right? Or it's keeping us where we're at. Like we're not going to grow if we don't change. But the best part, as we have spoken, is this is something that you can learn, you can refine, and you can master. So Itica, thank you so very much for being here with us and sharing this with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And I know that this is really important. And even this conversation has really kicked it up a notch for me. Like it's even more important than I really think it is. It's more important. So if this episode resonates with you ladies, take a moment and really ask yourself, where might I be getting overlooked? Not because I'm not capable, but because how I'm showing up. The awareness alone can change everything. As always, build your business on purpose so it supports your life. This podcast is dedicated to you and all the incredible women out there breaking chains, pushing through, and striving to make it all work. Your support truly means the world to me. Could you do me a favor? Be a gem and leave a review. It will help us reach even more women, making a bigger impact. Your feedback is invaluable, and I would genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, ensuring you never miss an episode. Until next week, live a purposeful life in both your business and your finances.